pleasure to be here, to come here to celebrate my father's birthday for one thing. But it's also a real pleasure to be able to come here and to talk to you all about something that is really important to me. Sex trafficking is big business around the world. According to the UN, there are more than 2 million girls in sex trafficking at any one point in time. It's a $32 billion industry. It's second only to the illegal drug trade. It's hard to think of a crime more hideous and shocking than human trafficking. Yet there is very little political will and money spent on combating this crime. Small grassroots organisations like Lotus Outreach Australia can make real differences using very simple measures. In Cambodia, 40% of the population live below the poverty line. It's the poorest country in Southeast Asia. In such conditions, most children participate in some form of child labour. Can we get pictures, please? Yeah. Many of these children are at risk of trafficking and sexual exploitation. The great majority of these children are girls, some as young as 5 years old. This is where we decided to start working to combat sex trafficking. And the tool that we chose to use was education. If you educate a girl, you're not only keeping that girl safe, but you're helping her whole family and her whole community. Lotus Outreach Australia works with Cambodian organisations, local organisations, to identify vulnerable girls at risk of trafficking and to provide them with access to education and support for their families so their families can help them to stay in school. We currently sponsor 150 girls. Let me introduce you to Raxme. This is Raxme. She's 16. She dreams of becoming a singer. She sings as she walks to school. She sings as she helps her mum with the cooking and cleaning. She sings when she washes her clothes. Raxme is in Year 9 at school, and she's been in our Lotus program, in our scholarship program, for 2 years now. Her grades are good. They've improved a lot since she first came to us, but she's a very ambitious girl. Thank you. She spends her pocket money from Lotus Outreach every week on extra classes. She attends extra classes in maths and in physics and chemistry. Raxme loves school. She loves spending time with her friends, and she loves learning English. 2 years ago, Raxme's story was very different. Raxme's mother had been enduring beatings from her husband for many, many years, for almost their whole relationship. But it was when he started beating her daughters that she finally got the strength to leave. The trio left in the night, taking only what they could carry. Eventually, after walking for hours, days, they settled on someone's spare land and built a tarpaulin tent. The landowner was generous at first. He let them stay there. But after a while, he decided he wanted pay. He wanted some rent. Raxme's sister, who now felt that she was too old to go back to school, decided to go and find some work. She went to a garment factory. In the garment factory, she earns $20 a month doing ironing. She works every day for 12 hours from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. Many girls do the opposite. They'll work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Raxme's mother borrowed $25 from the landowner. She started a small business selling snacks around the village. Raxme helped her mother to sell snacks, but they never seemed to be able to pay off their debt. The sister's meagre earnings went straight into the landowner's pocket every month, yet he kept asking for more money. After a few months, the landowner came to the family's tent with a proposition. He said the family owed him too much money now, and the only way that they could pay it off would be if Raxme went away to work. He said he had a friend who could get her a job in a flower shop in Thailand, where she would be able to send back $100 a month. An enticing job offer like this in another country is the usual route for trafficking. Once the young girl is away from her family, she is sold into a brothel, often immediately. There's little or no chance of escaping, and almost a guarantee that she will get HIV/AIDS. The price of a virgin is double, so the younger the girl, the more likely it is that she will be targeted. I've heard this story too many times from girls or families of girls living in villages not far from where I live. They're lured into these well-paying jobs, these amazing jobs overseas, these opportunities of a lifetime, and then the family never hears from them again. The families search, they search for years, and we never ever get good news. But Raxme was fortunate. Our Cambodian partner organisation heard of Raxme's case and offered her a scholarship to attend school, just in time. When Raxme's mum agreed to re-enroll her into school, Lotus Outreach also gave her a bike, a uniform, and the assurance that she would receive a monthly rice allowance. This meant that Raxme escaped a fate that many others living in poverty do not escape. She was on her way to a sound education, a promising future, and her family would no longer go days without food. The family managed to pay off their debt, and between them they could finally afford $20 a month to rent a small house above some flooded land. Their neighbours look down on them because they're so poor, but renting has given them a security that this family has never experienced before. Raxme is encouraged to attend school every day, and eventually was able to start extra classes and to join our English program, where I met her. A couple of photos, thanks. The girls who I worked with, they were no longer shadows of their past lives. These were girls with bright eyes, girls with hopes for a future that they previously had never imagined. We've got some girls here learning the alphabet at the age of 15. Many of these girls don't actually read or write in Khmer, in Cambodian. So we've got them a whole lot of different resources. We've got English resources, Khmer resources, and they've been learning English now for about 2 years, and the improvements are amazing, incredible. I chose to share Raxme's story with you because it's a story of success. It's a story of hope and a story of freedom. Many other girls don't get this experience. Many families don't have the capacity to keep their daughters in school. Many don't realise that school is an option. But it's been shown over and over again that educating a girl can help to break the poverty cycle. And this is what we aim for. By advocating education and providing the opportunities to keep the most vulnerable girls in school, we're not only ensuring that our 150 girls are kept safe from the horrors of the sex trade, but we're helping entire families and communities for generations to come to understand the value of education and the rights of girls and women, while enabling real opportunities for families to break out of the poverty cycle. I am personally so grateful to every one of you who has come here tonight to support this cause that is so dear to me. I know and love these girls. And I have seen the real changes that Lotus Outreach Australia has brought to their lives, lives that could have been very different. So thank you. Thank you for being so generous tonight. I can guarantee that tonight you are all becoming a part of this change. Thank you.